All right. I'm way early. Doing some testing though. This is always a hot pile of garbage. Check this out. Turn this. All right, that's the best I can do. Can we try this one? It's no longer on my lapel mic. Luke, give me a holler if it's working or not. I'll grab my phone and see what the hell's going on YouTube and Facebook. We'll see if this works. Of course, I'm going to shut it down because I'm on Facebook here. But over there, see what type of feedback we get. Working now. Okay, so I ended up on my top mic over here. So, seems to be working now. We definitely need to get this cleaned up for next time. So, video seems to be working on my feeds, at least on my feeds here. The video's not showing up. So, cool. All right, guys. Well, we didn't get any questions really posted, so I thought I'd just hop on here and we can showcase some things. And if you wanted to comment, I can see your comments coming across here now. So I can also see them on my Restream app here. So I'll take it for your word that the video's working. Doesn't seem to be working for me on my monitor here. So. But yeah, shoot us questions. Shoot us questions on anything you got to ask about. So someone's waiting on a tech hammer. So let me grab this guy. So tech hammer. This is like that last demo from that first 50 batch. Should have first 300 or so coming in Monday, Tuesday, early this week. We are waiting for our boxes to come in. After that, boxes are being printed. So tack hammers will be coming, we'll be shipping. That first 300 batch will be shipping in the next week or two. We got to wait for our product packaging so we can get these to you safely. All new printing boxes for them. So again, these things always take longer than we want. We give you the best estimate we can. But again, they take longer. At least we're right there finally. So they have been produced. We're going to be seeing these soon. So first 300 going out. I would expect the other rest of our first production run has been forced. They're ready to go. They're getting black oxide, everything else done to them. So I expect everybody to have their tack hammer order in June, probably mid-June. So that is the latest on tack hammer. So next question we got up here, status of Halligans. Thank you. So the next thing to talk about is probably our Chicago ads and our Halligans. I'm gonna move this up a little bit so I'm not cutting my face off. I can move it down if I force the door a little bit. So thank you you guys for your patience, obviously, on the Chicago ads and the Halligan. So some of you might be waiting for a TSR Halligan still. We do not have them in just yet. You know, our last estimate was March 13th, May 13th, May 15th, after the pushback again. So as far as I know, we have them at black oxide. They should be finishing up black oxide and getting their inspection done right now, and then they'll be shipped to us to fulfill any and all back orders on the TSR Halligan. So we will not have a restock on the TSR Halligan. As you guys know, there's been a very, very, very long production and inability to actually be produced at scale. You know, our quality control, having to fill the spike, having to fill the ads all the way with all that mass. You know, we've seen really years of delays on this thing. So we actually transitioned to, you know, the Chicago ads, right? So this is obviously not black oxide. It was one of my first samples. Transitioned to completely to this. I think is a much better product. I hate that spike now. I can't stand it. It's in my way. This keeps it completely out of the way. So this is the new Halligan coming in a 26 and 29 inch version. So I know you've seen them. I was hoping we could release sales at FDIC, at least pre-orders. Now I'm not going to do pre-orders until these things are coming off the line, basically. So it'll be a very short pre-order, much like we did with the Tech Hammer. So what are we doing though? We're finalizing production, right? So I wanted to show you guys there. This one was even, see how it's tilted up a little bit? So we're still fine-tuning some of those things. So when we do that bending operation, in this adze, it gets forged upright, gets bent into place. So still fine tuning that, and actually I'm going to be looking at doing a little bit of design changes now that we're changing the tooling just slightly in this thing. So it's right there, and I'm going to show you the difference. You know, this thing is bent a little bit. Of course, this thing shut down, so cool. I just want to monitor my comments here. I'm going to go to this other thing. So this one doesn't show it because it's all in art over here. So anyway, one of the things why we didn't release it, why we've only sent one out that was for a fundraiser. We've got these other ones here that we got in. So we got our tooling samples in. These are our first samples that we check after the forge tooling's done. And then we really address any issues from there and then fine tune the production process. Again, you can see how this head's tilted up a little bit. You know, production's not going to be that. But the other thing we were getting, I'm going to show you a comparison here. Because of this bending operation, I got two other units right here. This bending operation that we get, see how that top is sort of rounded, right? Again, this is all because we're probably one of the first, we really are the first manufacturer to single piece forge a sledge face into their Halligan, right? So we actually have to kind of work around. We gather all this material and then we got to work around this sledge face. So when we do that, this forging kind of comes up over here, kind of offline. You know, it's in line with the bar, and it has to get bent into place, right? So currently, we still have to address this. You know, we had these out at FDIC, and this is actually not really intentionally part of the design, but it's just part of the production process when we get this thing bent back in place, right? So what are we doing? Well, we've actually met with our forge, and we come up with a production plan. We're going to do some machining there to take this flatten this whole thing down for a nice smooth taper all the way to the end. You know, make sure the bottom's nice and flat, those sorts of things, so we have a nice streamlined edge here. So that is the next step in doing that. We got a plan in place. We actually have a future plan in place to retool and forge this a little bit differently. But so we are right there. So that is how what we're really waiting on. So that plan is being done in place. I cannot give you a estimate on when those will be available until we get our next samples in and we say go. So that's just kind of the thing. So you can see the difference. You know, this one's kind of been ground down, right? That top's supposed to be nice and flat. So you have a nice flat striking face versus our kind of rounded one over here. So it doesn't seem like much, but in the end, you know, performance is pretty big, and we're pretty strict on how we want our tools to perform. If you had this sort of rounded edge here, you will get some glancing blows, especially when you're using the tech hammer. Big heavy maul, you're not going to notice as much, but on a tech hammer you will. So I'm going to pull this up. Hopefully this gets pulled back up and I can see if there's any comments that came through. A little annoyed that it went away. All right, we're still live. Let me check the chat. All right, hopefully I didn't miss any of your comments. So if I did, comment again. Let me know if you guys are asking any questions, if I missed it at all. So I don't like that this shuts down even though it's actively streaming. So we're learning here. This is all a learning process. I thank you guys for your patience. I think this will be really cool once we get it set up, but I'm a meat-headed fireman, and we are using cameras and technology and streaming and all those sorts of things. So, you know, it's, we're trying. I don't know what to tell you. So, how much for the one in the video? I love this. We got this question at FDIC all the time. We're not releasing our subpar product just yet. So these, we got to tune up. Right, we'll grind them back down. It's going to lose the black oxide on there, and then we will. That again, I know guys are going to be hopping on. That again, I know guys are going to be hopping on. Hit and miss on hopping on, whether we're on Facebook or YouTube here. So you know, we hammers are shipping. We're getting our first 300 in. You know, probably this week, Monday or Tuesday. We're just waiting on boxes for that first 300. So once the boxes come in, so we can get these packaged and sent out to you, they will be shipping, you know, in the next week or two for the first 300. The remainder, probably 4 weeks after that, I think mid-June. Everything's been produced. Everything's been forged. The rest of these are getting sent over to black oxide. After that 300, we had another 800 more or so getting sent over to black oxide, heat treat, all those sorts of things. So, and this thing shuts off. That's really, really annoying. So, all right, guys, I'm going to check YouTube here. We have any comments here on YouTube? Don't have any. Fire Maul Tools, Restream. So, make sure I still have my audio. Make sure my videos start working, and let me know if you got any other questions. Other than that, I guess maybe I'd force the door a little bit. I could switch over to this fancy view over here, right, and just kind of go over using the tools if you guys want. So, Cameron's still got his original maul. Hell yeah, brother. I think we only produced about 1,000 of those OG Fire Mauls. So those are a collective item. We try to continually improve our product. So Cameron, we appreciate you, brother, with that OG maul. Watch this. I'm gonna switch over. So I just need my iPad here to not turn off so I can keep monitoring comments. So I'm gonna put these gloves on. You guys got the triple view going. Let me move this over and down. At least you'll be able to kind of see what I'm doing here. So, put my gloves on so I don't smash my fingers. I think the whole concept here of what we'll be teaching here at Beyond Gap Set Force is really prioritize creating that space down low, which I think is really, really, really good to do with your maul or mauler and your Chicago adze, right? One of the things we'll probably start selling soon too is these hickory forcing strips on there. So I got a piece of hickory back there. If you look in the backside video, I've got dimensional lumber and then also a piece of hickory back there. So we're going to take Chicago adze, we'll go with mauler, right? And hopefully we can get through this piece of hickory, which is extremely tough with just these two and maybe not even striking my Halligan bar. So move that out the way. I'm going to boot my door, see if it flexes. Cool, flexing. I probably don't have anything down low. I can get into my door, right? Hey, it's moving. Cool. Come up to my lock. If I end up forcing it right at the lock, great. Awesome. Keep moving with it. Capture progress, boot it, get it open, progress through your door, capture what you got. But if it doesn't move, my next move would probably be to go back down, hopefully flex it out. But let's see what happens. Oh, she's cracking. There's that hickory starting to hold up, right? So can't quite get it. If I couldn't get it turned all the way, man, at least capture what you got. So this is normally, I think, so I came back down, right? I was up high, I was up here, and I just wanted to prioritize creating that space. Man, because I couldn't get a full turn of my adze. Too many times I see people, you know, they don't get a full turn of their adze, so they immediately go to driving their forks. That took me like 2 seconds just to switch up and then come right in here. Look what I got. Come in here, and then this is going to eat up everything I put into it, right? Ooh, that hickory you start to feel. But how? Oh, God. I almost broke my iPad. Don't worry, it's still good. How easy is that to do instead of driving the piss out of your damn Halligan bar, right? So prioritize creating that space. Come in here, use the inside fork ramp on here that gives me a higher mechanical advantage, roughly like a 23-to-1. If I'm about halfway through on here on my depth markers, gives me higher mechanical advantage because it keeps my fork tip from wrapping all the way down. It keeps my fulcrum point off the fork tip and right next to the inside fork ramp here, so it gives you a higher mechanical advantage. Getting a bigger push on there, woo! And I can feel the ton of resistance on that still. There is an absolutely ton of resistance on that damn door still. So that's a benefit of hickory. So let's move in here. Let me move my iPad so I don't break it, since I already almost did. Hopefully you guys still hear me. Boom. Move this over here. Finish this door. You know, hopefully this thing's still working. I couldn't even tell you right now if it is or not. But let's finish this damn door. So, again, what are we shooting for? Creating that space, creating that gap, and wrapping our tool with our adze. Right? Another 1 3/4. Come on. Oh, baby. So this is where hickory is crazy tough, right? The fact that this door hasn't gone yet, I can tell this is going to be really, really hard. Those doors would be open by now for sure, right? So I might have to cheat. Let's see if we wrap this. Oh, I can tell I probably got to cheat on this. Goodness gracious, that hickory is crazy. Maximum throw this way. Oh, all right. Again, real door will probably be open by now. See if I can do this without moving the whole goddamn door. It might. Woo! That is nuts, man. Well, that's what we like about live, right? The only thing I would probably do is maybe come in here, see if I can get a push this way. But that's that hickory. You can probably see it in the back. It is just bending around. I don't see myself getting past this without a big guy on the end of this tool and just wrecking the crap out of it. Let's try. 1, 2, 3. There it goes. Come on. That is probably the hardest door. There it goes. Almost lost. Try again. Again, this is completely unrealistic, but let's see if we can finish it. Woo! Good Lord, that was ridiculous. Let me hop back on here and see if you guys are available. If any of this is still working. Judging by the comments not coming through. Oh, 13, are you still on here? Cool. I can set up the door again. Looks like we had a blowout over here, a blowout on the back. Let's try it again. So, but let me know if you guys like this, going live, just showing stuff. I love it when a door doesn't cooperate when you're going live. That was a crazy amount of force, especially when I'm extended all the way up on that tool, right? And just ramming it until it went. Hickory makes it pretty damn challenging. Still working. Cool. Good stuff, guys. Thank you. I just got to figure out how to get my iPad to stop shutting down and trying to save on battery, maybe screen time. Set up that, move this. So I keep sitting here forcing. I'm just killing time to see if anybody had any questions. We never really did have anybody. Sorry, I forget that you guys are over here. Didn't have anybody really submit any questions on the event stream, so, or the actual event page. So if you guys have anything else here, please let us know. Go back to my comment section. Cool, still working. Hopefully next time we can get this to work on time, in case you guys had any other questions. So let me set up the door again. Again, just killing time, see if guys show up. So. There we go. Best way to force the tech hammer and 26-inch TSR. Cool. I'll do it. I still really like capturing with the wedge-shaped blade. I always forget where we're at. We're over here. I really like capturing with that wedge-shaped blade in the shoulders because it doesn't fall through. You can almost set it and forget it. But I know this is a much heavier setup, rolling around with 2 of these, or at least snatch it from somebody. But again, when I can just create that space low and capture with this, man, it just makes my life easier because it's not going to fall through. It's almost going to stay in place until the door's open, right, and you remove it. So, the question here was, all right, a couple other questions. So I'm going to force the door with the 26-inch Chicago ads. Oh, sorry, he has TSR Halligan on there, but I have a Chicago ads with me, so we're going to use that. Very similar, only this doesn't have a spike. I think the other units I have over there are all ones we lopped off. So let me put this in place. Pre-order for tech hammers was the next question. Yes, shipping soon, guys. Shipping real soon. I'm going to put kind of standard. I'm going to cross grain these. Sometimes that hickory and the pieces I have are super thick. So you know what? Screw it. Let's be bold. I'm bold. I'm going to grab. Oh, these are thick. All right, this one's not so bad. Hickory's crazy. Sitting here trying to force a door with hickory, it really challenges you. But we're gonna try it. I just need to get an iPad mount right here so I can see the comments and everything right here. So we're working on it. So pre-order for tech hammer. Again, I think I've answered this a couple times. Shipping, first 300 shipping probably in the next week or two. All pre-orders will be shipping by mid-June. So if you ordered recently, I expect all pre-orders to ship out by mid-June, definitely by the end of June. So almost there on those. So all right, we're forcing the door with, and I'll switch to the other cameras again. Hopefully I can use my glove. Oh, cool, I can use my glove. Hey, now we know. All right, so this is the other camera. I got a piece of hickory in there, so hopefully it's pretty tough. I am going to be using, Jordan, I am going to be using my Chicago ads and tack hammer, and then hopefully you'll be able to see how I kind of capture with the tack hammer if I'm by myself. Again, I will argue your Mauler and a Halligan, or your Fire Maul and a Halligan, is a forcible entry system. Being able to capture low, hold that space, not fall through, makes an awesome system to open very fluidly. This is a little bit more lightweight. Again, residential doors are open probably super easy. I'm actually going to show you something on the tack hammer here in a little bit. I got a residential setup with a deadbolt over on the other side. We'll show you how that goes. So, but similar, I would probably set my hammer down by my door. Again, still boot my door. See if I have a little bit of flex. Kind of starting about hip height. See if the door wants to open. Come up to about lock level, hip level. Boom. Got a good crack in there. So again, a little bit of a higher. Well, on the 26-inch, I got a 15-1 mechanical advantage. Right? Ooh, a little bit tight. Check this out. I'm gonna come down lower. Hopefully, get this thing to open up. There we go. So I flex it out a little bit more, and I'm coming in here and I'm capturing. Right. The only thing I would do differently with this, I don't like to cheat through here. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's probably hard to tell on the camera here. This is actually spaced a little bit more than a real door would, where down here is flush, right? It's like the flush end of a door. It is a door trainer. This is a little bit more space, so I try not to cheat and stay out of there. I'm going kind of where the door would be. If this was all the way up and I had space here, I probably would capture right there. So, but if you guys can see this, I can even switch. Let's do this. Let's switch to just this guy, right? Boom. Then let me make sure my comments are loading. All right, so capturing with your tech hammer, I switched to just the door view. Hopefully you can see my tech hammer in there. I would put that wherever I have space. If I had space close to the lock, I probably would have captured right there. But I like to do, again, is kind of come underneath it. I've got enough space for my forks, right? I'm going to hold it with my left hand, right, so it doesn't fall out like a wedge would, right? Create more space, and then work that tool up higher. And then hopefully come in here and then work your forks a little bit higher too. Hopefully get it big push. Cool. Big push on there. Capture everything I got here. Boom. So I've just kind of worked my tech hammer up closer to my lock once I created more space. And again, what are we trying to get is obviously, you know, getting your adze behind your jam. Once I did that, my tool fell out. Hopefully I can grab it next time. And this is where that hickory really likes to hang on. I got a full roll with a maximum mechanical advantage. I came in here and I can probably push this door, but just for showing off capabilities, you can see I've got adze behind jam, and I can even, I need to create more leverage. Guys, don't always go to this. If you think this door is going to go, open the damn door. If it doesn't go, you can come in here, create a little more space, create a little bit of a longer Halligan bar. This would be done, obviously, with the Chicago adze or the TSR or a standard Halligan bar. You can marry to the forks. Pro bar is not going to marry very deep. Pro bars have a lot of flash, they're a lot thicker. They don't open up as much, so it's not going to work as good. But hopefully, boom, create your space. Boom, I'm using my hips, kind of put my hips on the end of this thing and kind of just move forward through my door. So that is using your tech hammer, kind of help capture progress and work your tool as you normally would. Of course, if I didn't get a good gap on there, we could go to forks, right, and give yourself a little bit of smack and get in there. But I found it's really, really, really a lot better to just take advantage of the flex, get behind your lock, or get behind your jam, get behind your door, and force your door open. So that was probably how I would use this. Outward swinging door, a lot simpler, right? We're just going to drive our tool. We're going to use this, drive our tool, get it behind a stop, and then again go into some of those leverage extensions if you needed to. So I got to figure out how to turn off the auto off on here. So awesome. Andrew said he got to use his tech hammer. He's on YouTube. He got to use the Chicago adze and tech hammer this weekend at a training. Can't wait to get his own set. Tools work great. So Jordan, cool, man. Glad you liked it, brother. So I did want to show you guys, I don't know, there's not a ton of you on here, but we're on YouTube and on Facebook. So I wanted to show you a residential door with just the tech hammer and what I typically see. I have not, I'm going to refresh my page. I have not ran into a door on the street yet that I haven't been open with just the tech hammer. So let me set this down. I'm also going to have to move our camera. Give me just a sec, guys. And let me know if you can't hear me. Give me a comment, something like that, if you can't hear me. But I wanted to move this over here. Right about there. And hopefully, oops, wrong way. Hopefully, you guys can see this. So I'm taking tech hammer. Tech hammer, tech hammer, tech hammer. And I'm going to open a residential door. So I got a standard residential door. It has a 1x back there. I think that's pretty consistent with the amount of resistance you normally see. Here in the U.S., we have the pleasure of normally having, at least on residential, standard residential, a deadbolt face to work off of. So what this would look like, you know, we're taking advantage of that claw that's on there and the mechanical advantage I have off of here, which is pretty damn good. Basically up to a 9-to-1 by the time you subtract your distance from fulcrum point to the end of your tool. 15-inch tool, it's roughly a 9-to-1 because it's a little bit tighter, a little bit more, not as long as a standard fork, right? But I'll usually come up to the door, get a slam right in between the two locks, and then I'll give a push, right? And if it doesn't go, hopefully catch the deadbolt face and finish pushing that in. Hopefully I didn't cover that too much with my shoulder as I pushed in there. I'm trying to pay attention to what I did, but I'll back it up and just show you what I did. So again, I came in directly behind the door. Here, I'll move this even more. I should have moved it over here. So I came, scroll this down. So I came right in here, and I'll just create that first gap, that first push. Usually eats up a little bit of space. Maybe my boot is on the door as well. If it doesn't go and I need to create more space, I then came directly on the deadbolt. And I pushed the deadbolt right into, right in there. So then I came in off of the stop and onto the deadbolt to give me that extra push and force my door. We can do the same thing using wedges if we had to, anything like that. If it didn't go yet, at least I would have exposed, you know, a gap in there, and then I could have gone adds behind jam, create a gap. Still didn't go. We need even more space. I can go adds all the way behind jam or adds behind stop and push the door in that way, or again push the door in that way. So a few different ways to skin a cat here. So that is forcing. I've been forcing doors, again residential doors, with the nothing but the tech hammer pretty damn easily. Again, I haven't come across one. No, I didn't run into anything fortified, anything people got really locked up, right? Again, this is not a dedicated entry tool. It just happens to work if you happen to be using it. It's on your hip. I got a door that's locked. I don't have a set of irons with me. Again, if you're dedicated entry, absolutely have them all. Have a Chicago Adz, have a TSR Halligan, have a Pro Bar. Be ready to open your door. This just happens to do a pretty good job, especially a civilian assist, down from the unknown, you know, anything like that. So cool. I think that's mostly it, guys. I don't want to be here all day. Let me pull this back up again. I wish this would stay open. I actually will be headed out of the country for a little bit. So of course you can always shoot us a message on our email, info@firemaul.com, if you have any questions. But I have a much needed vacation coming up. So this worked okay. We're going to get better at it. I thank you guys for your patience. And please just let us know if you have any questions. Hopefully we've answered any of your questions on production. Tech Hammer, Chicago Adz, coming very, very soon. You guys that got to try it, if you have with one of our partners, we're going to be sending out more samples for guys to test out, at least for the Chicago Adz. And Tech Hammers are right around the corner, so we just appreciate everybody's patience. Those guys are still waiting on a TSR Halligan. Hopefully we see these next week as well, and we start shipping out the remaining back orders on the TSR Halligan. So that's it, guys. That's mostly what I want to do here. It's kind of like practice for me, getting everything set up. We are going to have to use a streaming service instead of direct service directly from our box equipment over here. So if you guys want to see what I'm working with, we've got a whole streaming box over here, multiple cameras, those sorts of things. So pretty cool stuff. I'd like to get it cleaned up a little bit. Looks like our streaming service worked pretty good on Facebook and YouTube here. So we're working on it. So I just appreciate everybody. Our mission here at Fire Maul is always just innovating and creating products that do things that other tools can't, right? Fireground versatility, and we're going to keep pushing, making sure our products are the most versatile and most effective on the fireground, doing things that other tools can't, right? We all walk around with the same tool. We can all do the same thing, right? It's kind of silly, right? We need to versatilize our whole lineup here of tools that we have, that way we can accomplish any task that we come up to. So Cool. Yeah, I'm going to try to do this a lot more, guys. Sean, you've been a long-time fan. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate your support. Anybody that's been a past customer of us, we really, really appreciate it. And if you guys didn't see our fundraiser for our Line of Duty Death in Chicago, thank you all who purchased it. I just sent out an email. We raised, us partnering with Yard Foundation, we actually raised $15,000 alone on that raffle for the family. So thank you guys so much, man. That was awesome. I actually doubled the prizes. If you did not register to our emails, you can make sure you do. We did just send out an email with the winners. You will be contacted directly. So and we just really appreciate you guys. Again, Sean, we appreciate you always supporting us. Anybody that buys product directly from a firefighter-owned company, you guys rock, man. Thank you so much. We really couldn't do this without you. It's been a very, very tough couple of years, so we're just going to keep pushing, keep moving forward. Register for email updates. Go to our website. Make sure you register for our email list. We are going to be sending out, the end of this month, we're going to be sending out at least 4 giveaways of tools because we've been so busy we haven't done it. So we owe you guys at least 4 giveaway tools. So every month we're going to try giving away tools for free if you're registered for our email updates. So all right, thank you. That is the news for now. Appreciate you guys. Everybody please be safe. Reach out if you got any questions, and actually shoot us a message if you like this live stuff. You can either shoot it to us on Facebook, Instagram, or shoot us an email. And we'll just keep doing it and hopefully start doing more demos on tools and techniques. So thank you guys. Take it easy. We'll see you. I'm going to end